Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for XRP price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. Starting on the daily chart here where we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a wave A or a wave 1 finished. After both case scenario, we're looking at a very long corrective wave, W, X and a Y. The wave Y is A, B, C, D, E. We're looking at, of course, continuation toward the upside impulsively for a wave, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which it can be, of course, an A, B, and a C toward the upside, or as well 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the upside. Currently, this cycle, of course, is around the wave 1, and we're looking at a potentially wave 2 after it, but we still need to finish, of course, this wave 1 first. And by, of course, finishing this, we need, of course, a finished wave 4 and have a wave 5 to claim a finished wave 1 there is in place, and then moving for wave 2 and then continuation for an impulse towards the upside. If we dive deeper inside this a long corrective wave, which of course XRP loves to have, a very long sideways, where we have potentially here 3 ways down for W, ABC, and you have ABC for the X, and finally ABC for the Y potentially. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that the wave Y can be finished here. It can be, of course, extended, or it can be, of course, something else unfolding here, which is a longer triangle A, B, C, D, and a E potentially. However, the problem here with this, is that the low has been taken, meaning A, B, C, and then D and a E. Yeah, so that means, of course, this is representing only 3 waves toward the downside as a wave C, A, B, C, and then D and a E. Why I'm saying this? Because of course we have transferred to be corrective lately here, where we saw, of course, invalidation of the impulse toward the upside. We were looking here at a potential A, B, and a C 3 ways up, or a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This wave 5 has to be an impulse. 1, 2, 3, it was perfect given until, of course, the wave 4 interfered with the zone 1 invalidation of any kind of impulse, and that means it's gonna turn this whole thing as a corrective wave A. Don't forget that we already have been talking about this on every crypto coin right now with this area, especially also in Bitcoin, that it might be an A, B, and a C here. And obviously that the things are still unfolding correctively. So even it can be a W, X, and a Y regarding this this price action here. What I mean with W, X, and Y, it might be, of course, a zigzag, another zigzag, and of course an X in between here. Yeah. And in this case scenario, you might finish, of course, 3 waves up. You're looking for 3 waves down, and then, of course, 3 waves up to continue the triangle that I was talking about, which is an A, B, and a C, and a D, and E. With this scenario, of course, you completed the sideways that XRP loves to have, very long sideways, and then moving toward the upside for a wave 5. Unless, of course, this thing was transferred to something much more, much more bullish later on. But it's still, of course, not very clear if it's gonna transform to leading diagonal, for example, as, I don't know, 1, 2. This can transform to expanding flat wave 2. Yeah, so very tricky price, but yeah, I mean, XRP loves sideways at the end. This is not really surprising, right? The important thing is that we took invalidation of the bullish. There is no impulse. We know that we're not moving toward the upside again. We got an impulse toward the downside, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, of course, I was saying before the last analysis for XRP that we might be sideways or moving toward the downside. One of these scenarios, of course, but there is no push toward the upside. Okay, this is the idea. And the scenarios left right now, so I can remove, of course, this 1, 2, and I can stay with the A, B, and a C. We can remove all the internal stuff right now since we have analyzed this. Always just to keep it cleaner, always. So this, we cannot have it anymore. We have simply A, B, and a C potentially. Yeah, this is the potential, or it can be a W, X, and a Y. Here we go. W, X, and a Y. The W is over there. Here we go. These are the possibilities, guys, and a W, X, and a Y. The X is here. Okay. The potential, yeah, the potential of ABC is very hard to say. ABC, you have three ways toward the upside. So definitely this is something like W, X, and a Y, guys. Yeah, so it can be possible even like after having those three waves, yeah, you can get three waves down and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially. And this is what I would like to see anyway, because A, B, C, D, and a E potentially. This is what I would like to see. Let's add this one, by the way. A, B, C, D, and a E. Yep, so basically this is the scenario which XRP loves to have, by the way, based on the history of this chart and what XRP tends to have. So yeah, very high possibility, guys, to move with a triangle shape again. That was it for XRP. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.